The movie begins with Squidward sitting cross-legged like a grumpy monk, trying so hard to find inner peace and silence in his little house. Everything feels calm until suddenly a thunderous bang explodes out of nowhere, shocking him so much that his incense burns twice as fast. His meditative instantly turns into an R of pure frustration. Annoyed and completely done with life, Squidward stomps out of his house to see who dares disturb his sacred peace. Outside, he finds two garbage collectors yelling and tossing trash around like they're in some kind of heavy metal concert. Of course, Squidward, being Squidward, starts yelling at them too. He angrily tells them to dump the garbage inside the truck, not all over his perfect front yard. His voice drips with sarcasm and Class A attitude, which obviously doesn't sit well with the two trash guys. They exchange glances, offended by Squidward's rudeness. As soon as Squidward returns to his house, mumbling under his breath, the two garbage men grin mischievously. "Oh, you want trash?" one of them says. "Let's give him trash." And without hesitation, they drive the truck right up to Squidward's door and dump the entire mountain of garbage inside his house, until it's packed from floor to ceiling. Fast forward 6 months later, at the Krusty Krab, the place is packed tighter than sardines in a tin. Hungry customers line up like a never-ending parade, all craving their beloved Krabby Patties. Spongebob is behind the counter doing two jobs at once: flipping patties and manning the register. Because, well, Squidward has been missing in action for half a year. At first, everything goes smoothly. Spongebob even enjoys the challenge, juggling spatulas like a circus star. But as the orders pile up faster than he can blink, his brain and body start melting from exhaustion. Still, with his unstoppable optimism, he keeps smiling, serving every last hungry fish with his usual "I'm ready" energy, until finally he collapses flat on the floor like a deflated jellyfish. Mr. Krabs rushes out, yelling, "Get up, boyo! Money waits for no sponge!" Spongebob groans, explaining he's only had 5 minutes of rest in 6 months. Between deep breaths, he complains that he's been doing 2 jobs ever since Squidward vanished. Mr. Krabs blinks, surprised. He had no clue Squidward hadn't shown up in half a year. Determined to find his grumpy neighbor, Spongebob sets out after work that night, dragging Patrick along. When they reach Squidward's house, they freeze. The place is buried under heaps of trash, reeking so bad even the flies look dizzy. Spongebob knocks on the door, and the entire wall of garbage nearly collapses on them. They enter cautiously and are stunned to see mountains of junk piled up to the ceiling. Somewhere between the banana peels and old clarinets, they run into Bubble Bass, who explains he's been treasure hunting there for months. Apparently, he's looking for rare collectibles hidden among the filth. Spongebob asks if he's seen Squidward, but Bubble Bass shrugs. He's been too busy sniffing out action figures and crusty sandwiches. Spongebob and Patrick leave and continue searching through what now looks like an endless trash world. Piles upon piles stretch across the land. At one point, Patrick climbs a garbage mountain, finds a toilet, and decides it's the perfect place to sit. He asks Spongebob to hand him a newspaper, but when Spongebob tries, his short arms can't reach, sending both of them tumbling into a river of sludge. Luckily, they grab onto a floating plank, drifting downstream until they spot someone surfing across the waste. For a brief moment, they enjoy the ride, until they realize they're heading straight for a bottomless pit. They jump off just in time, splashing into another disgusting puddle. Patrick is ready to give up, but Spongebob spots a group of sea urchins playing cards nearby. That gives him an idea, a brilliantly dumb one as usual. They decide to distract the urchins with a fake show. While the urchins are laughing, Spongebob steals the deck of cards, and Patrick grabs their snacks, smashing them in the process. Turns out, the cards were part of a bridge. Without them, the urchin's structure collapses. Spongebob quickly rebuilds it into a new bridge that connects to another area. The urchins get angry and shoot sharp spikes at them, but our heroes manage to cross safely, although Patrick now has a spine sticking out of his butt. Soon after, they meet Bubble Bass again, who warns them that traps lie ahead. Indeed, the next obstacle is a field of stinky socks, hundreds of them, radiating odors powerful enough to make onions cry. Gagging and gasping, Spongebob and Patrick push through, crawling and coughing until they finally reach a large wooden door. When they push it open, the rotten planks give way, and they fall straight into a pool of murky water. After splashing around, they find themselves in a giant cavern filled with garbage sculptures, including a massive statue of Squidward made entirely of trash. As they approach, Bubble Bass suddenly reappears, declaring that this place is now King Squidward's kingdom. According to him, Squidward has built an empire out of garbage, ruling over it like some kind of smelly monarch. Spongebob and Patrick, both wide-eyed and confused, head deeper inside to confirm the further they go, the stronger the stench gets. Then, from the shadows, they finally see him, Squidward himself, sitting quietly, head down, soaking in filthy water. But something's off. He slowly lifts his head, grabs a toilet plunger like it's a trumpet, and starts playing eerie music. Spongebob realizes the horrible truth. The smell has driven Squidward completely insane. His brain's been scrambled by months of trash fumes. Spongebob tries to snap him out of it, reminding him of his job, his clarinet, his friends. But Squidward just stares blankly. Patrick, in his usual genius way, decides the best solution is to smack Squidward repeatedly until his memory comes back. Surprisingly, it works. Bit by bit, Squidward starts remembering everything. His job at the Krusty Krab, his neighbors, his old miserable life. He looks around in disbelief at the garbage kingdom he's built. Patrick lights a candle to brighten the room, not realizing the air is full of gas. Boom! The entire house explodes, launching it high into the sky like a trashy rocket, with poor Bubble Bass still trapped inside, waving goodbye in panic. Spongebob cheers as Squidward finally regains his sanity. Squidward, however, stares sadly at the empty space where his home used to be. In the end, Spongebob and Patrick wave farewell and head home, leaving Squidward sitting alone, wrapping himself up in a trash can like a sad burrito. And thus, the film comes to an end, with a moral no one asked for. Never underestimate angry garbage men, or the power of bad smells.